starting now.
Wait, did you get everybody?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm working on it. Okay.
Alright. Hello everyone. My name is Melanie Slates, and today I'm going to be giving a topic on choosing the right dog breed. A recent study conducted by the ASPCA showed that in regards to reasons for adoption, appearance was the most frequently cited reason whether one was adopting a puppy or a dog. Now, the reason why this matters is because there's a lot of research to be done when you add a new additional member to your family. People often make the mistake of adopting a dog without proper research on the breed, and this speech emphasizes the importance of conducting research and how strongly it could affect the likelihood of how well you live with your dog. There are many factors to consider when choosing a dog breed, because some breeds require more maintenance than others. The age of all dog owners in the home must be factored when choosing a dog breed, and your family's unique lifestyle needs to directly correlate with the dog's natural lifestyle. According to Strickler in 2013, exercise needs vary by breed and what the breed's original function was. For example, the Greyhound is an extremely athletic dog, often used in participating in dog races. So a Greyhound is naturally bred to race and to be fast and also hunt. Therefore, if you like to sit on your couch all day, then you might not want to get a Greyhound as a pet. And another example is the Cardigan Welsh Corgi has a 2-layered coat, which means that not only do they shed a lot, but they're also going to have hair shed. They're also going to have issues that you need to brush their fur out every once in a while. And if you want something that's a little more easygoing, like an English Bulldog, for instance, because they have a very short fur coat, then you might want to consider that instead if you know that you're not going to brush your dog very often, like me. Certain breeds with small legs, such as pugs, do not make very good running partners. So if you like to go on a jog, every morning or so, or so you guys ever heard like Pokemon Go, or you take your dog, or you take your dog out, then you might not want a small dog with like little legs because pugs, for example, they overheat easily, and dogs with flat faces have breathing issues because they essentially have no nose. Also, if you have allergies or shedding issues, miniature poodles have hair and not fur, which also makes a difference between a hypoallergenic dog and a non-hypoallergenic dog. Also, cost efficiency as it relates to maintenance. For example, a 120-pound St. Bernard will cost way more to feed and to board it if you ever go on vacation. All right, you're obviously going to spend more money on a weekly basis for a large dog than you would for a Chihuahua, which weighs just a couple of pounds. Sills in 2016 stated that certain breeds are more prone to certain illnesses, such as Cocker Spaniels, who have floppy ears, so they're prone to have more ear infections than your average dog. And Bulldogs, who have flat, wrinkly faces, will have breathing issues, and they're also very known for their flatulency. I learned that from my dad. So in regards to an English Bulldog, you want to make sure that they're going to require a lot of maintenance because they actually do have a lot of health issues. So you know how they have wrinkly faces? I learned from Kayla Sills, the veterinary assistant at Harvest Hills Vet Clinic, that you actually need to clean in between those wrinkles because they can collect bacteria and get dirty and also get infected. And so there's stuff like that. And then there's also the flatulency, which because they have flat noses, they tend to let in a lot of air, and a lot of air, you get the point. So when choosing a dog breed, it's important to do extensive research because some of these dog breeds may require more maintenance than the others. And potential dog owner should have at least an idea of what they're heading towards in the future. If you have a dog that has, like German Shepherds technically, they have a tendency to get hip dysplasia, and you want to be aware of that as they get older. Age of all dog owners in the home. I know there's a lot of adorable children here, so this part's especially important. Not all dogs are suitable for young kids. A large dog is particularly not recommended for smaller children, especially if they're just learning to walk. A dog could actually wag its tail and unintentionally knock over a small child. While on the contrary, smaller dogs are breakable, essentially. You know, kids trip and fall, it's a part of life, and you don't want to accidentally crush your small miniature Yorkie Terrier. If a dog is excitable, but it calms down quickly, it could be an excellent choice for a family with young children. As stated in the article written in 2005, Dog Bible gives pointers on choosing a pet. When going to visit a dog to select a dog breed, you want to make sure that they have a tolerance level for affection, because children tend to pet dogs a lot, and you know, like be on top of them. You don't want a dog that will tend to pull away. You want them to more so lean in for more. You want them to enjoy it, because an irritated dog, kids, it's not a good situation. You also want to be wary of guardian breeds such as German Shepherds that could misinterpret playtime as an act of aggression. So if you're jumping around and playing and everything, a dog might not know, and they're like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And you don't want them to unintentionally hurt your child. So it's important to ask lots of questions to the breeder about particular dogs, and when you go to visit, you want to be sure to bring the entire family, all right, because it's a family dog, not really just yours, so you want to make sure that everyone in your family that's important to you and that visits regularly is okay with the dog, and that the dog is okay with them. On my third point, a family's lifestyle must correlate with the dog breed. So if you live in a small apartment, which actually neither of us do, a Great Dane would not live very happily in a small apartment. You want a dog that doesn't really need a big yard to run in, essentially. And on the contrary, a Yorkshire Terrier or any other small dog with like small legs that overheats easily, like an English Bulldog or a Pug, will not utilize the space of a large backyard because they're not going to be running around constantly. And now, the real question, puppy or an older dog? I know, everyone's thinking puppy, oh, puppy, but no, puppies versus older dog versus adult dogs really depend on how much work that you want to do. So a puppy is kind of like introducing a baby to the family. You want to make sure, you know, they're going to make mistakes, and you really need to be around when they make those mistakes. And if you work a 9 to 5 and are out constantly, you probably don't want a puppy, because especially if you want that puppy to be well-rounded and trained, then you're going to put even more work into it. And that's kind of the opposite of adult dog, which usually, it really depends on how the adult dog grew up, but you're generally going to work a little bit less to, for it to adapt nicely into your lifestyle. In conclusion, basically the reviews that maintenance, children, if applicable, and overall lifestyle are all strong factors in determining the breed of dog that suits your family's needs. Indeed, while we may have a particular dog in our hearts that we just love to look at, that dog may not be right for your family. You want to make sure that whatever breed that you love fits well with children, and they need to fit well with you. P. Bartlett, A. Bartlett, Walshaw, and Halstead stated in 2005 that there is an estimated national shelter euthanasia of 5 million dogs and cats per year. Not all shelters are going to have purebred dogs, but there are some. And in case you decide that you maybe don't want a purebred, you can also take the risk of taking in an animal that needs help and rescuing a dog from a shelter.